Hello YouTube, I'm coming to you today from a different place than my previous videos. As I'm doing the best in the endeavor of becoming a man, I've strung some thoughts together. I've researched and studied and realized I have something to share. My hope is that I can bring some facts, clarity, and information to people that deserve the best. I believe you are one of those people. What is the best? Strong relationships, self-worth, integrity, honesty, graciousness, peace of mind? What is the worst? Anxiety, sadness, guilt, shame, broken relationships? Let's talk about love and attraction. What happens to our bodies when we think we are in love? When a woman thinks she has met Mr. Wonderful, something happens in her brain. A chemical called oxytocin is released. This is the same chemical which bonds a mother to her child. This chemical is released when a mother gives birth. Breastfeeding enhances it and more is produced. This continues indefinitely and is the reason a mother would die for a child. Next, dopamine is released. This chemical controls your reward and pleasure system. It is so intense that it compares to heroin. Let's talk about dudes. Men also release oxytocin, but the more known chemical for him is vasopressin. This is released after intercourse, and its purpose is to make him want to be loyal to her and make him want to protect his offspring. This also makes him territorial and jealous. This is all just a small part of what makes sex in marriage so special, but what happens if it is used outside of how it was intended in marriage? Marriage! People who have misused sex become bonded with multiple people, which diminishes their oxytocin bonding within their current relationship. In the absence of oxytocin, the person will find less or no excitement. The person will then feel the need to move on to what looks more exciting. This would also be the reason that, especially for people's first relationships, when they break up, it is so hard on them. The bond was only intended to be with the person they are going to spend the rest of their life with. Sadly, sometimes in search of comforting themselves, a person will reach out to too many sexual partners hoping to restore themselves. Statistically, this is bad news, because if a person has just one sexual partner prior to marriage, then his or her chances of a successful marriage decrease by 15% in just 5 years of the marriage. This could also contribute to the 50% divorce rate in the US, and why 67% of second marriages and 73% of third marriages end in divorce. The bond just isn't there.
Bond. James Bond.
A guy can't say he's giving you his whole heart if his heart belongs to multiple people. The next thing that really points towards waiting until marriage is STDs. 1 in 2 sexually active people will contract an STD by age 25, and don't think they are in the clear if there aren't symptoms. As an example, 85% of the people who have herpes don't know it. And oral sex is no alternative because you can still get diseases such as chlamydia, gonorrhea, and HIV. The next thing that I feel like is extremely important is the respect people have for women. Society promotes sex. Porn made over $4 billion last year alone, but more about pornography in a minute. There's this idea of goals that I see in my Twitter feed all of the time. One page has 1.7 million followers, and literally all they are doing is promoting premarital sex. You don't even think about all the different places premarital sex is advertised as good for relationships. I walked past my brother watching the TV show Fuller House that's based on the TV show Full House that we all know and love. In the 30 seconds I watched the show as I passed my brother, DJ was talking about going on vacation with her boyfriend after only a month of dating. What is this telling little kids? They are growing up in the age where you can and should have sex. Almost every song in the Billboard 100 talks about sex, unless it's something like Let It Go from Frozen. Even if you walk across the mall, you see different stores that literally make their money playing on girls' insecurities. There's this idea of the perfect woman that girls feel like they need to look like if they want to get guys to like them. So all of a sudden, she starts wearing smaller shirts, higher shorts, and doing things that make them feel sexier, when really all they're doing is losing respect for themselves. A guy won't respect you more than you respect yourself. I can't tell you how many girls I've met that are not virgins and have not been on a single date. If a girl isn't worth a date to a guy, then she is too worthy of him. It really doesn't require much of a guy to do special things. Doing things like buying a rose or looking at Christmas sites is all it takes to show a girl what she means to you. As I said previously, porn made over $4 billion last year alone, but did you know that 56% of divorce cases involve one party having an obsessive interest in pornographic websites? This is no coincidence. When someone masturbates, it is like they're actually having sex with what they are watching. The same chemicals which are released during sex are also released during masturbation, which makes it so addictive. This destroys family and the bond between a man and his wife. What makes this even sadder is that 79% of men ages 18 to 30 watch porn at least monthly. What does this say about the priorities of men in our society? For those of you that may have not used sex the way it was intended, it's never too late to change. Chastity, by definition, is what you do going forward and not what you've done in your past. If you have any questions, comments, or would like to contribute to the future making of these videos, please contact me at bradenjohnsonvideos@gmail.com. Make sure you check me out on all the rest of my social media. Agape!